The following is a slightly historical series on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of China's history. Because this is based off of a video game, and myself playing it, there will be a lot of incorrect information that we will correct using the help of Wikipedia. For those of you who want to learn more about Dynasty Warriors, or the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era, I suggest reading the book. Please enjoy the following presentation. Let's see, we did Zhou Yu already, Zhao Ho Dun, and now Zhou Yu. He is a handsome young man skilled in literature, music, and warfare. Friends with Sun Ce since he was young. He sometimes loses his cool. This is definitely for those Fuzhou Ikemen lovers out there. With that a little bit of yaoi bait right there. The friends with Sun Ce, there's the yaoi bait. But his family background, according to Wikipedia, he was from Shu County, which is present-day Xuchang. Two of his relatives, his great-uncle Zhou Jing and Zhou Jing's son Zhou Zhang, served as Grand Commandant in the Han central government, the highest military official position. Zhou Yu's father, Zhou Yi, was a prefect of the imperial capital. Around the year 191, Sun Jian raised an army against Dong Zhuo, which we will probably be in that battle. We've already done that battle in the previous episode, and it looks like that's where we might be starting off, so let's see.
They're coming out with a Freddy Fazbear.
My name is Zhou Yu. Many people jokingly refer to me as the handsome Zhou Yu. I simply enjoy music and honing my skills on the battlefield. I have a dream that my beloved lord Sun Ce and I may one day realize a world free from the chaos and united in a new era of peace under the kingdom of Wu.
My beloved lord, they knew exactly what they were doing.
As a first step towards that goal, today we decided to join the alliance against the evil Dong Zhuo. I shall be as the wind and strike down this evil traitor.
So that is where we're starting.
The world as we know it is trapped in chaos and confusion. At the moment, the greatest cause of suffering in this land is the tyranny and despotism of Dong Zhuo. In response, a new coalition has been formed under the leadership of Yuan Shao. We are to lead an attack on Sishui Gate to open the way to Luoyang. Dong Zhuo's officer, Hua Xiong, guards Sishui Gate. He is clearly no match for you in either strength or intellect. Go out there and teach him a lesson.
They really improved Sun Jian's design in later games. That's just some dude right there. Not too much backstory about this one. Like I said in the previous episode, we already know this is the Battle of Sishui Gate, not Hulao Gate, but it looks like it's the same battlefield. Not sure if there is anything different. Our weapon is just a regular sword. Bronze sword. Cool. Let's see. We definitely want more attack from the Tiger Amulets. And luck, even if it is only one luck. Our bodyguards. Use this person, the Brilliant A. Probably should have been using this person. And, yeah, this is the... And yeah, this is, let's see. Around the year 191, Sun Jian raised an army, which we already saw that. Dong Zhuo, or against Dong Zhuo. Zhou Yu befriended Sun Jian's eldest son, Sun Ce, who was born in the same year as him. The two became very close friends. Zhou Yu not only offered to let Sun Ce and his family stay in the Zhou family home, but also paid respects to Sun Ce's mother, Lady Wu, as if she were his own mother. So, very good relationship between him and the Sun family right off the bat. Also, you know, Zhou Yu's family being very highly influential as well probably helped too. Let's get into this battle.
So, it was just like hack and slash.
Yeah, it's just beat him up. Oh, we get a cutscene right off the bat.
Excellent work, Zhou Yu.
My lord, someone of my age does not deserve such praise.
No, I truly owe you my deepest thanks. I look forward to a world built by you and my sons.
Oh, yeah, so this is definitely not the Battle of Hulao Gate, which is a different battle against Dongzhuo. This is the Battle of Sishui Gate, which is a different gate.
Perhaps you are too concerned with glory.
Yeah, the reason why there are, multiple fights against Dongzhuo early in the campaign is because he was one of the most hated warlords. We could call him that. Killed.
Is this the end?
Enemy officer defeated.
Together we have defeated Dongzhuo's general, Hua Xiong. Before long, we will capture Dongzhuo himself and put an end to his greed and tyranny. Although we have not planned our next move, we must be prepared for anything. We do not know when the next threat to the land shall present itself.
We defeated Hua Xiong and took control of Sishui Gate without difficulty. Sun Ce, whom we left in charge of Wu, seemed rather envious of us when we told him about the battle. But a land of peace is still far away. It appears that the various regional lords used this as an opportunity to try to seize power for themselves. Now, I serve Sun Jian and have been sent to do battle with Liu Biao of Jing. This time, Sun Ce will participate in the battle. If Sun Ce and I are together, there is no way we can lose to the likes of Liu Biao. But why do I feel so uneasy?
Say, you did an excellent job back at Sishui Gate. Dongzhuo's tyranny has ended, and the dark clouds that cover this land have finally passed over. But now, the once unified coalition has split in all directions. Yuan Shao has entered into a struggle with Liu Biao of Jing, and is requesting our assistance. Zhou Yu, you and Ce will lead our army up the center and draw out the enemy. I'm sure this will be a simple task for the two of you. Good luck.
Let's see. The Battle of Jing Province versus Liu Biao. Let's see. I'm trying to find this on the Wikipedia page for a little bit more background, but I see conquering Jiangdong. Zhou Yu later traveled to Danyang Commandery to join his uncle Zhou Zhang, who was serving as the administrator of Danyang. Around 194, Sun Ce, when acting under orders from the warlord Yuan Shao, led troops to Yang Province to aid his relatives Wu Jing and Sun Ben against encroachments of warlord Liu Yao, which is not Liu Biao. While Sun Ce was preparing to cross the Yangtze River for an attack on Liu Yao, he sent a messenger to inform Zhou Yu about his plans. Zhou Yu led troops to assist Sun Ce, who gratefully told Zhou Yu, "With your aid, I can attain greatness." I'm going to assume this battle came soon afterwards. Zhou Yu then joined Sun Ce in his conquests of Hengjiang. They crossed the Yangtze, conquered Moling, and defeated Liu Yao's forces under Zhe Rong and Zhue Li. They also conquered Hushu, southeast of present-day Jiangning, and a couple of other ones. Liu Yao fled in the wake of his defeat, and the strength of Sun Ce's forces increased to tens of thousands, so that might be this battle here. We also got a new weapon.
Sun Jian,
What business do you have bringing your family here? You should go back to hunting along the Jiangdong.
Silence! I will not listen to Liu Biao's lapdog. I claim this land of Jing in the name of the Sun family.
Is this the battle where he dies? I don't actually know.
There's no escape.
Soon Jian has been seriously injured.
I have to withdraw.
Next time.
So I have a feeling that, this is obviously an important battle in Wu's history, but likely that Zhou Yu was not actually a part of this battle.
Liu Biao.
There we go.
My might was not enough.
Enemy officer defeated.
We wiped out that punk Liu Biao and captured Jing. That ought to teach those across the land not to mess with us.
Yeah, his voice is, ugh.
I just.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy that they're showing you right now on screen.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be his voice.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it does not fit. Because, like, in other games, it's, like, slightly, deeper, manlier. In other games, it's, like, not as nasally. Because they're obviously trying to set up, yaoi between Zhou Yu and Sun Se.
Ooh.
But that voice does not fit
I'm
him.
worried about father. With him in this condition, I have to do my best. We must be sure that we are fully prepared for the battle ahead. Juan, someday you will surpass even me. Zhou Yu, our time has finally come. Let's show them what we got. Watch over me, father. I swear to you, I shall claim this land for us!
We emerged victorious from the battle for Jing, but we lost Sun Jian to an arrow attack. I have learned the reason for my uneasiness, but it is, alas, too late.
That's just bad
Oh,
grammar.
that's a great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
However,
Oh, that's
Wu
the alley
still
guy.
has Sun Se.
Yeah.
He shall carry on the will of his father and assume the great undertaking that the land requires of him. I am prepared to give my life in order to realize the ambitions of Wu. Let's go, Sun Se. Now is the time for our ambitions to resound across the land.
Zhou Yu, my father's been killed and I've suddenly been made the leader. I appreciate you being there for me at a time like this.
See, they're so gay. Look at that.
Wow.
You know as well as I do there's no time to cry over this. Our first step towards greatness will be to conquer the lands of Jiangdong and the Wu territory.
Like if they switched the voices.
Probably a little bit better, yeah.
The enemy won't put up much resistance. If we capture their bases, they're sure to surrender to us. All right, I'm going out to battle. I'll see you later, Zhou Yu.
Alright, so this is the paragraph that I read before the previous fight. So, again, a little bit of dramatization, but Zhou Yu probably wasn't actually at that battle where Sun Jian died. So this is where they pick back up, where Sun Se becomes the leader. He was already friends with Zhou Yu. He reaches out to Zhou Yu saying, hey, gonna go conquer Wu. And that's when he joins him for the conquer of Jiangdong. And you can even see, like, the back where we begin is the river. So it's us crossing the river to get over here and then start the battle. Yeah.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Hey, Zhou Yu! Sorry, but I couldn't help starting without you. Hurry up already. This should be a lot more interesting now that you're here.
No problem. Allow me to relieve you of some of this burden.
A PS2 era putting his hair back.
The officer defeated.
Yeah, there he is, Tai Shi Tse. One of my favorites in Wu, because look at those weapons, dude.
Our army finally come face to face with defeat. But we refuse to turn and run at the first sign of trouble. Come, Tai Shi Chi shall be the last thing in your way. I can't die here. Farewell.
The generic running away from battle animation, too.
We've driven out Liu Yang and secured a land to call our own. And as a bonus, we obtained some capable officers as well. I have no complaints. From now on, we'll use this territory of Wu in our quest towards unification of the land. Watch over me, Father. Before long, the Sun banner shall reach to the far corners of the continent.
How could this happen now? With the Wu territory under our control, our time was just beginning. But apparently the heavens disagreed, and Sun Ce was taken by illness. No matter how much I cry, it will not bring back Sun Ce. Now I must serve Sun Quan as my new leader, and work to help build up the Wu kingdom.
That is not how he died. What? that is just completely wrong.
First, we must go and get our revenge on the despicable Huang Zu at Jiangsha for killing Sun Jian. The kingdom of Wu shall yield to no man.
I never imagined that I would succeed my brother this way, that he would die so young. But I must stay strong to reassure the hearts of my people. My brother always thought highly of me. Am I truly capable of following his example? Zhou Yu, give me your guidance and help me fulfill my destiny. My father's enemy, Huang Zu, is watching our movements closely and has fortified Shakou. We must gather strength and take our revenge on that coward.
Alright, so that is not how Sun Ce died. Huh? According to the games, Sun Ce died in battle. In later games, at the very least. He died in battle. You know, obviously, making it dramatic again. He would die in battle, nearly capturing Cao Cao's castle while he was away. But when they died in battle, they almost had the palace secure. But then when he died, the forces panicked and retreated. According to the Wikipedia, though, Sun Ce was assassinated by followers of Zhu Gong, a commandery administrator whom he killed. His younger brother, Sun Quan, succeeded him and took control of his territories. Zhou Yu rushed back to the Wu commandery, so it was appropriate. Zhou Yu was not involved. He wasn't around at the time, but he did come back to attend the funeral and remained in the Wu commandery after the funeral. Zhou Yu then held the appointment of Central Protector of the Army as Sun Quan was still relatively young and inexperienced. Zhou Yu and Zhang Zhao assisted him in overseeing the day-to-day affairs. So, Zhou Yu was kind of like the regent for Sun Quan before Sun Quan, you know, learned more and became of age. Let's see. Around that time, the warlord Cao Cao defeated Yuan Shao at the Battle of Guan Yu, which is one of the battles we've already played through as Zhao Hodun. Great battle. And was achieving success in his campaigns in northern China. Cao Cao wrote a letter to Sun Quan demanding that Sun Quan send one of his sons to the imperial capital as a hostage, so as to secure Sun Quan's allegiance towards him. Sun Quan gathered all his subjects, including Zhang Zhao and Qin Song, for a discussion, but they could not arrive at a conclusion. Sun Quan was reluctant to send one of his sons to be a hostage in the capital, so he had another discussion with only his mother, Lady Wu, and Zhou Yu. Zhou Yu said, "In the past, when the Chu state first came into existence, its territory covered only part of the Jingshan Mountains in less than 100 square li. I don't know what a li is. Later, due to competency of its rulers, it was able to expand its boundaries and build its foundation at Ying, and then conquer the lands from Jin and Yang to Nanhai. Its legacy lasted more than 900 years. Now you've inherited the remaining resources of your father and your elder brother. You control 6 commanderies, have many troops and much supplies, and your men are willing to fight for you with their lives. You extract copper from the mountains to manufacture coins, and you obtain salt from seawater. Your domain is prosperous and your people are at peace. When your people raise the sails on their boats, they venture out in the morning and return only in the evening. Your army is strong and has high morale, so it is invincible. Why should you send a hostage just because you've received a threat? Once you send a hostage, you will establish a connection between you and the Caos, and when they use the Emperor's authority to command you, you will have no choice but to follow their orders. This will result in you falling under their control. When that happens, you become no more than just a vassal lord with dozens of servants, carriages, and horses, and is this any better as compared to being a major power in southern China? I suggest you don't send a hostage and observe how the situation changes. If the Caos really do succeed in unifying the empire by righteous means, it is still not too late for you to submit to them after that. If they resort to violence, they will end up destroying themselves if they don't give up, because starting a war is equivalent to lighting a fire. You should keep a low profile, but continue to resist their aggression and await for your destiny. So why should you send a hostage?" Lady Wu agreed and said what Gong Jin said is true. Gong Jin was around the same age as Bo Hu, as he was only a month younger than Bo Hu. I see Gong Jin as a son, so you should treat him like an elder brother. Sun Quan heeded their advice and did not send a hostage to Cao Cao. That is before this battle occurs, the battle against Huang Zhu. In 206, Zhou Yu and Sun Quan's cousin Sun Yu attacked bandits at Ma and Bao counties and killed their chiefs and captured thousands of enemies. Later that year, Huang Zhu, the administrator, around present-day whatever, sent his subordinate Den Long to lead a few thousand troops to attack Sun Quan's forces. Zhou Yu attacked Deng Long, captured him, and sent him as a prisoner of war to Wu Commandery. In the spring of 208, Sun Quan ordered an attack on Jiangjia, which was defended by Huang Zhu. Zhou Yu was assigned as the chief commander of the front army, and he, along with Lu Meng and Ling Tong, which is my brother's favorite character, and others, scored a major victory over the enemy, and that is what we're going to be jumping into right now.
Soon say, what good is a land that does not have you to lead it?
Yeah, we bait.
No, I must not dwell on the past. For those of us who remain, there is still plenty of work to be done. We must carry on Lord Sun Se's will.
I'm pretty sure this is the first battle of Ling Tong's story and Gan Ning's story. Once we get to their character arcs, it'll be great. We'll probably have to like play them back to back or something.
So, my might was not enough.
Enemy officer defeated.
Thanks to all of you, we have defeated Huang Zhu and secured the lands of Yuan Shao. My father and brother would be proud of us all. Now is the time to show our strength, using these lands that father and brother worked so hard to establish as a base. We must further expand the territory of Wu.
After overcoming various hardships, Wu was able to make a play at bringing the land under its power. Now is the time for us to establish control over the Central Plains. The biggest obstacle in our way is Cao Cao. There are some
Cao.
amongst us who fear his strength and advocate surrender, but I am different. I say we go and face Cao Cao head on. My friend Sun Ce would never recommend yielding to Cao Cao. It is the obligation of all of us within Wu to continue the fight and carry on the will of Sun Ce's spirit.
And this is consistent, one of the few consistent things between the game and the Wikipedia at the very least.
In cooperation with Liu Bei, we are about to lead our army against the menace Cao Cao.
Oh, we're doing it.
It is necessary that we defeat him here if we are to one day control the land. In order to achieve victory against Cao Cao's battle,
Yes.
we must succeed in executing a complex strategy. Everyone, you have your duties. Do everything you can to carry them out.
The Battle of Red Cliff.
Zhou Yu, take the center position and watch the flow of the battle closely. Assist our other units as necessary. I am counting on your plan to succeed.
So we didn't get this in the last episode with Zhou Yu, but this is one of the most important battles in the entire, Three Kingdoms era, just in general. If Cao Cao were to have won this battle, then he just would have rolled over, Wu and Shu and just taken the rest of China. But, I mean, obviously we're going to get into it, but a little bit more backstory. Again, reading it off of the Wikipedia. In late autumn of 208, Cao Cao started a campaign aiming at wiping out all opposing forces in southern China. When his forces arrived in Jing, the provincial governor Liu Cong surrendered without putting up resistance. When Sun Quan's men heard that Cao Cao had obtained tens of thousands of Jing province's land and naval troops, they were all very afraid because they knew Cao Cao's next target was Sun Quan's territories in Jiangdong. Cao Cao wrote a letter to Sun Quan as follows. Of late, I have been leading a punitive campaign in accordance with the imperial decree. Liu Cong surrendered when I led the imperial army to the south. Now I have 800,000 naval troops under my command, and I wish to participate in hunting expedition in Wu with you, General. Sun Quan summoned all his subjects for a meeting to discuss how to counter an impending invasion by Cao Cao. Many of them turned pale when he showed them the letter. Some of Sun Quan's followers suggested to surrender to Cao Cao on the grounds that the strength of their armed forces was not comparable to Cao Cao's. Zhou Yu, however, had a different opinion, and he said, no, even though Cao Cao is the imperial chancellor in name, he's actually a villain who wants to usurp state power. General, with your brilliance and your father and brother's military prowess, you have carved out for yourself a domain in Jiangdong which stretches over thousands of li. Your soldiers are well trained and capable, and you have heroes who are willing to serve under you. You should go to war and help the Han Dynasty eliminate its threats. Cao Cao has thrust himself into the gates of death, so why should we surrender to him? General, please consider carefully. Assuming northern China has been pacified and Cao Cao has no internal threats, can he last long in battle, and can he compete with us in naval warfare? Now, the north is not completely peaceful. Ma Chao and Han Sui in Guanji remain as thorns in Cao Cao's flesh. Besides, the people of central China are used to fighting battles and do not specialize in naval warfare, so they can still hope to compete with us. Can they still hope to compete with the people of Wu Yue? I think I pronounced that right. A lot of my pronunciation is going to be wrong, you know that. Winter is approaching, and Cao Cao's war horses lack fodder. His army has traveled a long distance across central China, and his men will certainly fall sick because they aren't accustomed to the changes in the climate. He has made 4 serious mistakes in military strategy, but he still persists in his ways. General, you will be able to capture Cao Cao soon. I ask for 30,000 elite troops to be stationed at Jiakou, and I assure you, General, that I will defeat the enemy. Sun Quan replied, the old villain has harbored the intention of usurping the Han Dynasty for a long time, but he feared the 2 Yuans. Yuan Shao and Yuan Shu, Lu Bu, Lu Biao, and me. Now all the others have been destroyed and I am the only one left. The old villain and I cannot coexist together. Your idea of going to war coincides closely with my thoughts. This is a sign that heaven has granted you to me. He then drew his sword, slashed the table in front of them, and said, any of you who dare speak of surrendering to Cao Cao shall end up like the table. Later that night, Zhou Yu came to see Sun Quan and said, "This morning, those gentlemen became very afraid when they read Cao Cao's letter because Cao Cao said he had 800,000 land and marine troops. They didn't bother to assess whether Cao Cao's claim was true, and immediately advocated surrender. That was totally absurd. Now, based on my estimations, Cao Cao forces from central China can't be more than 150 to 160,000, and they are already weary from traveling over long distances. Even though he has attained Liu Biao's forces, the numbers can't be more than 70 to 80,000, and there's a significant number of them who are suspicious of Cao Cao. Although Cao Cao has superiority in numbers, the troops under him are exhausted and disunited in spirit, so there's nothing to fear about him. We need only 50,000 elite troops to defeat him. General, please don't worry, and stop hesitating." Sun Quan placed his hand on Zhou Yu's shoulder and replied, "Gongjin, what you have said is exactly what I am thinking of. People like Zibu and Yuan Biao are only concerned about the families and personal interests. They greatly disappoint me. Only you and Xi Jing share the same thoughts as me. Heaven has granted both of you as assistants to help me. It's not easy to raise 50,000 troops at one time, but I've already selected 30,000 men, and the boats, supplies, and equipment are all ready. You, Xi Jing, and Elder Cheng can go ahead and with the army first. I'll provide backup by continuing to relocate manpower and send more supplies and equipment to you. If you can defeat Cao Cao, that will be good, but if you suffer any setback, you can return to me and join me as I engage Cao Cao in battle." And this leads us to the Battle of Red Cliff.
This battle has us treading in very dangerous waters. If we are to defeat Cao Cao's army, it is absolutely essential that you complete your missions. Men, this river shall guide us to our future!
Now, obviously, every battle in this game is a famous enough battle to be in the game, but like I mentioned earlier, the Battle of Chirbi, Battle of Red Cliff, is one of the most decisive battles of the war. Once we get into it, you'll see why, but just as an aside, there is a 6-hour-long movie about the Battle of Red Cliff that I really want to watch and have not watched. So around this time, Liu Bei had recently been defeated by Cao Cao at the Battle of Changban, which is something we saw at in the Zhou Yun story. Zhou Yu and Zhao Yun, really closely named, huh? He planned to lead his followers south across the Yangtze. Liu Bei met Lu Su at Dangyang, where they discussed the formation of an alliance between Liu Bei and Sun Quan. Liu Bei then moved to Jiakou and garrisoned there. At the same time, he also sent his advisor Zhuge Liang to accompany Lu Su to meet Sun Quan and discuss a Sun-Liu alliance. Sun Quan ordered Zhou Yu and Cheng Pu to lead his forces to join Liu Bei in resisting Cao Cao, and they rendezvoused at Red Cliffs. A plague had broken out in Cao Cao's army, so Cao Cao lost to the allied forces in an early skirmish between both sides. Cao Cao then moved his camp to the northern bank of the river while the allies remained south. And we'll just get into it now.
This time we'll face our enemy with fire. Follow Zhou Yu's instructions and bring home a victory.
Stand your ground until their offensive subsides.
Now this is a unique battle as well, as you can see by the map. We're on nothing but boats and water, and that's because this battle mostly took place, you know, over the river. That's why they were talking about navies, which it's kind of funny to think about how you would need a navy in China, like within China, specifically for river battles like this. You know, there are lots of very big rivers in China, of course. You never really think about that kind of thing. But once the battle progresses, we're gonna see, you know, more of the events that make this battle so influential. We were blue-balled in the last campaign because we didn't get to play the Battle of Red Cliff in the last episode. But this is going to be a recurring battle because of how many big players were a part of it and how many, or how, again, influential it was. Now, of course, this isn't going to be completely accurate, and the future games get it better, but the reason why we're playing it in Dynasty Warriors 5 is because every single character you could play through their story, which is the unique thing about it. I don't know about earlier Dynasty Warriors, but they definitely took that out in later Dynasty Warriors. So earlier in the battle, you saw Pang Tong was on our side. And we know from, you know, Zhou Yu's episode that Pang Tong did indeed join Shu. But what it didn't show us is that Pang Tong actually defected from Cao Cao. Here we go.
That went quite well, if I do say so myself. But this battle is far from over. Now, the difficult part begins.
So before the battle, too, Pang Tong...
Plan worked, Master Zhou Yu.
The fire will be twice as deadly if they can't move. Blocking their route was brilliant.
Start preparing the fire ship.
Yeah, they're talking about it now. But before this battle, Pang Tong was a strategist for Cao Cao, and he's the one that told Cao Cao that he needs to chain all of his ships together. Why? I don't know. Why Cao Cao bought it? I don't know. But that was the plan, to tie all the ships together, basically. That way, when Pang Tong defected and they do the upcoming fire attack that we're going to see, there was no way for the ships to separate, and the Navy gets completely obliterated. There it is.
Ah, the wind. Now the time has come. We shall lay our hopes on this wind, and have it carry them to the enemy.
That was another part of this battle is, you know, with the fire attack and having all the ships chained together, they needed the wind to be able to blow the fire onto all the other ships.
It's time.
Another element. That was the weakest scream I've ever heard, my guy. But another element is Huang Gai went across the rivers telling Cao Cao, hey, I'm going to defect to your side.
Heavens bear witness. This fire burns with the spirit of Wu.
And that's part of the reason why he was able to pull off that fire attack in the first place, is because Cao Cao thought he was defecting.
The plan was a success. Now we shall all move to attack. Sun Ce, wherever you are you capable of seeing these flames as well? Let's go. My dream and the glory of Wu, they will be with you for all eternity.
Oh shit, we just destroyed him.
Someday you shall pay for this.
Enemy officer defeated!
The villain Cao Cao and his giant fleet have sunk into the watery depths of Jiangdong. His determination to conquer the land, never to resurface again. Victory is ours. The day of a land under Wu is close at hand. These waters shall serve as a battlefield, and word of our exploits here shall go down in legend.
And they really did go down in legend. All
It was during the final days of the year 200 AD when the Han Dynasty saw its end. Its demise ushered in a new era of chaos, brought on by several regional lords vying to rule China. There were those who sought absolute power, as well as those who fought for justice, and some simply fought for the sake of their beliefs. Many would rise and fall in their attempts to dominate the land. Zhou Yu was born to a distinguished family in Jiangdong and took an interest in the literary and military arts as a boy. Being extremely handsome, he was very popular amongst the people. He met and became good friends with Sun Ce when they were young. Later, when Sun Ce began his campaign to conquer Jiangdong, Zhou Yu would rush to join him, becoming a valuable asset for the Sun family. Due to Sun Ce's sudden death, Zhou Yu would bear the burden of leading Wu. Aiding the new emperor Sun Quan, they began to create a mighty army. However, Cao Cao had already amassed a much larger force in the Central Plains region. After defeating Yuan Shao, Cao Cao led his armies to destroy the Wu forces at Jing. Sun Quan would ally with Liu Bei to face Cao Cao, and he gave complete control to the army of Zhou Yu. Zhou Yu fought desperately against Cao Cao's powerful forces, and with the aid of Zhuge Liang and Pang Tong, he was able to miraculously force Cao Cao to retreat.
Cao Cao.
Cao Cao will likely rise again in an attempt to take control of the land. Liu Bei, accompanied by the great strategist Zhuge Liang, will most likely prove to be a threat for Wu as well. However, Zhou Yu will continue fighting for the sake of his beloved friend Sun Ce. These tales, long forgotten in the flows of time, are about the legends of which no one can recall.
So, another character that only had 5 battles, which is a little unusual, but that's okay. There was one more battle he was involved in, Zhou Yu. That was the Battle of Jiangling, where after this battle at Red Cliff, Cao Cao retreated, and his cousin Cao Ren was separated from the rest of the army. Cao Ren holding a fort in Jiangling. Basically, he would siege Jiangling for about a year, fall ill, then both sides would, he would, siege Jiangling for a year. He would fall ill, but Cao Ren would be the one to retreat. They would take Jiangling, and then Zhou Yu would eventually fall to illness in the year 210. Woo! I can now play as Lu Bu and Xiao Qiao and Zhou Tai. I love that guy.
Today is the dawn of a new age, right, Zhou Yu?
Yes, it does, Sun Ce. And the winds of this age shall lift you high into the heavens.
It is appropriate I think, to have his story end on the Battle of Red Cliff, because that is the decisive win over Cao Cao and his forces. Knowing that there is one more battle they probably could have added would have been nice, but it looks like most characters are only gonna have 5 battles. 6 seems like it's the outlier. That is gonna bring us to the end of this episode of Dynasty Warriors 5. Zhou Yu, best friend to Sun Tzu, and next week, next Sunday, where there's no Super Bowl, we will return to Wei and play as Jian Wei. We'll save someone like Cao Pi and Cao Cao for a later date, but we're gonna play as Jian Wei.